These 7 fragrances are so good they'll have your lady calling you daddy. First up, we have Commodities Velvet. To me, Velvet is the perfect blend of opulence and sensuality. It opens with a burst of roasted almond and provides a smoky, sweet allure to the initial spray. As it develops, you're met with a heart of rich rose petals and white woods. But it gets even better in the base due to the creamy vanilla emerging, adding depth and allure. In the dry down, there's this deep amber and vanilla. And if your lady found by the fireplace to be a little too smoky, then this is one you may want to revisit. By the way, Commodity is doing a blowout sale of their archive fragrance collections, and the prices are so low I can't even say them out loud. You never know who's listening. Pick up some of your favorite fragrances for in the house like wool, nectar, rain, leather, and more for the price you see on the screen, but don't tell them I told you. Next up, we have Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. When I think of the best boozy designer fragrances on the market, this one immediately comes to mind for me. That stated, this fragrance doesn't stray far from its roots, as that legendary iris note found within the Givenchy Gentleman fragrance lineup is still present in Reserve Privé. This fragrance opens up with a burst of citrus and spices. That in combination with the powerful iris note really create the start for a fragrance that's good for almost any occasion. Personally, this is one I believe every man should consider adding to their collection, especially if you're looking to make an impression with the ladies. It's sophisticated but it's sultry, and women will go wild for its boozy, sweet, chocolatey undertones. Rock this one from the ballroom to the bedroom and earn daddy status in her mind. You've likely never heard of this next fragrance, which is even more reason to listen up. This one's Amber Dominicano from Day 3 Fragrances, and it's a winner in my book. From its name, you may gather that it features an amber accord, but also think honey, amber, vanilla, cedar, and patchouli. Amber Dominicano opens up with this cola accord, which adds this bright fizz to the top that prevents this fragrance from leaning too far into the gourmand category. As it dries down, the rum, cedar, patchouli, and the honey truly stand out. And the honey found in Amber Dominicano doesn't come off as a synthetic honey. In fact, I find this to be a true representation of what an authentic honey should be within a fragrance. The base is a mix of sweet vanilla, resinous benzoin, and smoky woods, providing this intoxicated scent trail that will leave a lasting impression. It's like the memory of a passionate summer romance that women can't resist reliving. Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum brings us to our midway point of today's video, and you should have known that a Tom Ford fragrance would make its way onto today's list. Like the Noir fragrances that have come before it, with this one you get a sexy, alluring fragrance that's heavy in spice, but embraced by leather and woods to keep it masculine. Despite the amber, tonka, suede, and rose, this one doesn't come off as a heavy fragrance. You don't need me to tell you that women have always been captivated by Tom Ford Noir Extreme, but the Parfum version takes everything they love and amplifies it. It's dark, mysterious, and sensual, yet opens with this vibrant citrus, immediately creating an air of intrigue as it opens. No matter if you're off for a rendezvous at your favorite restaurant or kicking it at the crib for some Netflix and thrill, Noir Extreme Parfum will aid in creating an irresistible allure that women can't help but to be drawn to. Mancera's Intense Cedret Bois is by far the freshest fragrance on our list today. It's perfect for making an impression year-round, but with that intense moniker, it gives it that extra oomph for the fall and winter months. This one opens up with the burst of citrus and spice, doubling down on what led the original formulation to be such a standout fragrance. That stated, it's more elegant than the original and just smells like something a boss should be wearing. It's the scent of a confident man, and women love confident masculinity. Everything about this fragrance screams quality, and you are definitely in luxury territory when wearing this fragrance. Next, we have XO Brandy, which is a seductive fragrance that makes the wearer feel sexy, captivating, and magnetic. This fragrance is a celebration of opulence and sophistication. It opens with a rich blend of cognac and spices, immediately setting the tone for an ultra lavish experience. XO Brandy was made to be smooth and refined, yet alluring and intense. In the opening, you get an overdose of date fruit, which reaches across the dinner table, making that special someone want to come in closer. Both the mid and the dry down are magical. That brandy accord, coffee, and cane sugar are blended to perfection. It's boozy without smelling like a wino. It's sweet without being cloying, and provides overwhelming compliment factor. The dry down is a warm and velvety base of earth and woods. When you get that late night, hey big head text, you should be grabbing XO Brandy next. From the Harmonious, Hypnotizer Fire is up next. This is the Parfum concentration, and it's like a passionate dance of smoldering notes that captivate the senses. It opens with a burst of fiery spices like pimento berries and clove, but the patchouli is the real star. As it awakens on the skin, the rose, praline, and vanilla provide this enriching layer of elegance. intense. But it remains warm and the subtle touches of sweetness elevates its allure. And finally, the benzoin base adds a touch of warmth that attaches to the skin and settles in for the long haul. I saw one of the most absurd comments that said, if all these people were talking about it, then it can't be that good. But what more can you ask for? Hypnotizing Fire has rich florals, sweet resins, sensuous woods, and it's quite hypnotizing if I say so myself. Don't say I didn't warn you, because with these fragrances, that mommy in your life will be calling you Poppy in a trance. And if you weren't one of the 250,000 people to watch part 1, then click here to see what you're missing.